That, of course, was Taylor Swift's love story, and there are multiple reports tonight that her American football partner, Travis Kelce, has indeed said, "Marry me." The pair apparently got hitched in a secret ceremony, and I'll have all the details in just a moment. Joining me on the panel this evening, journalist and broadcaster Linda Jubilee, former Labour advisor Matthew Laza, and GB News superstar Josh Howie. And look who GB News has managed to find.
Are you ready for government? Good to see you. Are you ready for government?
That is Andy Burnham, the King of the North, or I call him the King of the Midlands. But there we go. We'll have a bit more on that in just a minute. It's going to be a fun show tonight. I can feel it boiling. Should we just go through the headlines one more time? Let's go with the Metro first. Rapist cop has been jailed for 10 years. The Daily Telegraph. Change law to kick out rapist number 10 has told. That, of course, is Shabir Ahmed, the prolific grooming gang rapist. We've been talking about that quite a lot in the last 48 hours. The Daily Express is saying the same thing. Kick out rape gang monster now. The Daily Mirror. Mexican rave. The Daily Mail. England's big all-nighter. And my favourite part about this front page is the depiction of... Well, it's not a depiction, it is, indeed, Nicola Sturgeon, the former First Minister of Scotland, who they're saying Nicola's starting early. We'll talk a bit more about that. The Independent. Putin's drones spied on Britain's nuclear and military sites. The Sun. Tequila Sunrise. The iPaper. Labour failed to prepare for power before winning landslide, admits Morgan McSweeney. Yes, we know. The Times. Burnham manifesto allows some taxes to rise. Not good. Not good, really. The Guardian. Spending cuts to fund defence plans will cost 10,000 UK jobs. All right, I'm here with my panel, of course. Where should we start? Should we start with that nasty filth, that grooming gang, rape gang leader, should I say, Shabir Ahmed, who was, of course, released from prison in the early hours of the day today. We talked about this last night. We did hope, prior to this, that perhaps the Home Secretary or somebody would intervene and stop this man even from being released from prison. He has served 14 years of a 22-year prison sentence, which I think should have been 40, because he was serving 2 concurrent prison sentences, one for 19 years, one for 22 years. They should have been served back-to-back, frankly. He served just over half of 22 years in prison, and now he's out. He's out, right? He's out in 14 years. We cannot deport him. We stripped him of his British citizenship, and we still cannot get rid of this monster. And this morning, the government were saying, oh, we can't get rid of him because of this bizarre, archaic Immigration Act, 1973 Immigration Act, which means that anyone who arrived from the Commonwealth before that point can't be deported. What kind of law is that? But also, you're the government. Change the law. It is what you are elected to do. Anyway, Josh Howie's here. Josh, welcome to the show. This guy's vile. How are we in a position where a man who's been charged with over 30 counts of child abuse, rape, God knows what else, is somehow still here?
It's insane. It's beyond insane. It's like 6 months for each rape. It's disgusting. I mean, there's 2 issues, as you say. There's the law, but there's also Pakistan saying... there's an irony here. They're going, we don't want him back because we want to protect Pakistani children. Well, you know what? Good for them. They're doing what a nation should do, protect its citizens, protect its youth in particular. Well done, Pakistan, and thank you so much for leaving this guy with us, because we can't do it. We can't protect our own children.
It's mad that Pakistan is able to tell the United Kingdom, nah, sorry, mate.
And it's not just him, it's three men
Three
total.
others. Yeah. We did see some of these not the same case, I believe, but other cases of men self-deporting themselves back to Pakistan, which, you know, if I had it my way, Josh, I'd put him on a plane, I'd land a plane in Pakistan, kick him off the plane and go, see you later, mate. Not our problem. If Pakistan don't like it, we'll rescind the visas. We'll stop our foreign aid to, which we give tons of to Pakistan, and then we'd start there.
Well, if I had my way, he wouldn't be alive, frankly.
Yeah, well,
death penalty.
yeah.
I've become a big fan of the death penalty over the last bit of time.
And that is because our system is failing. People are thinking the only way to solve these problems now and to deter people is just to kill them, right? And that is a fair argument people have now. But I understand why you feel that way. I really do. Linda, it is a disgrace on our country. It is embarrassing for the United Kingdom that this man is still now being put up in taxpayer-funded secure accommodation. Those kids weren't.
No, I know. I can't believe that there's nothing our Foreign Secretary can do in talking to the Pakistani authorities, because that's the challenge. It's not that we don't want to kick him out. We want to kick him out.
Yeah.
We can kick him out. We've got to get him into Pakistan. So some kind of conversation has to happen between the Foreign Office and the Pakistani authorities. Otherwise, you can't realistically... I know you might want to, Alex, but realistically, you can't fly him over in a plane, land on a tarmac, push him out the door and take off
I don't see
again.
why not.
Well, parachute.
Because you cannot.
I don't see why not.
But
Mr. Parachute.
I don't.
Because there's air traffic control. You can't land the plane.
But we do fly commercial flights now directly to and from Pakistan.
And are they going to allow him into the country?
Well, I don't care.
No, they're going to say no.
He's a Pakistani citizen. It's their problem.
Well, what are you going to do? They're just going to put him on another plane.
I do appreciate this. I do
out.
appreciate I'm simplifying the problem, and I think actually what needs to happen. You know, I'm being a bit difficult because I'm angry about it.
And I'm angry as well. And I've been listening. There's so many stories about rape today that it's just it's like watching a tsunami of this awful stuff coming towards you. But I was listening this morning to a story about one of the girls that had been involved in some of the stuff he'd done, and it was horrific. These girls were drugged, they were fed alcohol, and they were pushed into a room with 30 or 40 men. 30 or 40 men. I mean, it's not just embarrassed. I'm ashamed that this kind of thing goes on in my country.
Oh, yeah.
Ashamed of it.
I just want to read... I want to put a little bit of a distressing warning out, because I just want to read some of the stuff I told the audience last night here about what this guy has done, what some of the counts... I just want a distressing warning. If this is upsetting to you, please just, you know, mute your TV for a second. But I do think people need to hear it to see why this outrage exists. So, one occasion, Ahmed ordered a girl aged 15 to have sex with another rape gang member as a treat for his birthday. He got victims, underage children, to call him daddy. Victims were physically assaulted and raped by as many as 5 men at a time, or obliged to have sex with several men in a day, several times a week. They're passed around friends and family and taken to locations across Rochdale, Oldham, Nelson, Bradford and Leeds. You know, 22-year sentence for 30 additional counts of child rape. He was sentenced to 19 years originally after being convicted of rape, aiding and abetting rape, sexual assault, trafficking a child for sexual exploitation and conspiracy to engage in sexual activity with children as young as 12.
That's too lenient. The original sentence was
14 years.
Lenient. Yeah.
19 years, then he got an additional 22, he's out in 14.
Because as Matthew said, I mean, when you give someone a sentence like that and you know that it's going to end at a certain point, you know there's going to be a problem. What are you doing in order to prepare for it? I mean, I know politicians aren't big on preparation because we've heard now that the Labour Party wasn't prepared for government. But you do need to prepare for situations like this. I mean, I say again, I would like to see this man removed from this country. It's important that we find a solution so that he is no longer in the UK. It must be possible.
And I do give credit to Andy Burnham for coming out yesterday quite strong on this and saying he's vile, he needs to go. Totally agree with Andy Burnham. And he's not even Prime Minister yet. And he's done more, he said more than the Prime Minister has, which I think it's just... I said this again last night, I'll say it again. It's pathetic that Keir Starmer can get out and talk about such unimportant issues realistically. He's got able to make statements, change laws, change little bits, standards laws, for example, but can't change this law immediately. He should have got out that day as leader of this country, got out in front of 10 Downing Street and said, I am not going to allow this man back on our streets. It is my job to keep British people safe, and I'm going to make sure I change the law today, and my party better back me. Anyone who doesn't back me changing this law, whip removed. The Tories would have helped him. There is no excuse, Matthew, in my opinion, why the Labour Party, with its massive landslide, cannot change this law.
I mean, I think there is no excuse, technically, as you say, it's politically whether they do it. I think it's clearly no secret that as it's at the fag end of its time in office, the current Downing Street operation is maybe not firing on all cylinders. I think but the next Downing Street operation, as it were, already is, because Andy Burnham clearly understands it's the right thing to do morally, but also it's the right thing to do politically. So he was asking for it to be reviewed. We've seen the Downing Street operation kick into gear for the England football licensing extension. I hope tomorrow, positive though that is, I hope tomorrow in this rather more serious and consequential move, we see the 1971 Immigration Act amended with a very short... The licensing act you can do by secondary legislation. I suspect you need primary legislation to change it. It would have to go through Parliament. As you say, there'd be all-party support.
But they are able to spend time trying to push through this conversion bill where they're going to send parents to jail for 5 years for not allowing their child to be bodily mutilated and take drugs. I mean, it's ridiculous. They can do it. Of course they can do it.
When there's a will, there's a way. I think they could get this done. And we've seen legislation rushed through. We've seen it rush through Parliament.
How does that help us get him into Pakistan?
Because it's not whether we can deport him or not. He is a Pakistani citizen, and I
don't know if he is anymore, though. That's the problem.
Well, I think they're talking tonight. I think there was the Times were reporting that the government is speaking to Pakistan about this very issue. However, it's a first hurdle, because what is currently stopping him is this archaic law of ours. I'm sure after that, he'll go to the ECHR. Who knows? He probably will. He might seek asylum, claim he's asylum seeker. But those are other issues for us to tackle. We've got to get rid of this archaic law, because I can guarantee you now, he is not the only rape gang member who will have the same exemption under these laws. Especially when this national inquiry is wrapped up, and we have to start jailing people, I hope, Josh, who've managed to get away with this, he can't be the only one.
No, absolutely, and we have to have some sort of leverage over Pakistan. Maybe we give them a few less million.
Yeah.
What a crazy idea. Maybe, as people are talking about, we stop giving out visas for more people to come in.
We've got the leverage here. We've got the leverage. We even had this situation where flights weren't directly flying. I think it was Pakistani Airways or something like that. I can't remember what the airline was called, but they were banned from flying into Britain. We just said, yeah, all right, we'll just move along with that one. We didn't leverage it. We didn't leverage and say, no, take back your foreign criminals.
People have issues with Trump, but the fact is this would have been sorted out day one. He would just be like, no, that's what we're going to do, and it would have gone through straight away. Yeah,
it's a shocker. All right, look, let's move on to something else, because I appreciate this is very, very heavy for an evening, but we have to talk about these issues. I know you all understand that. This is what we do here at GB News. We will talk about the topics that nobody else is going to. And on that note, let's talk about Migrant Street, shall we? This is a
we're going to talk about Taylor Swift.
We will. We will talk about Taylor Swift. But this is a huge win for local people, because Migrant Street, a place I visited yesterday, it's in a tiny little hamlet in Shropshire. It is tiny. And this new estate, which I think is a slap in the face to every hard-working British person, where migrants are being moved in, getting a 250 grand house, and again, middle of nowhere, loads of issues there. The people were furious when I spoke to them yesterday. But good news, and a massive GB News exclusive, the local MP, Mark Pritchard, told our reporter, Jack Carson, that this is going to be put on hold, hopefully on ice. Have a listen.
What I was able to announce today, as a result of my pressure and the pressure of the local parish council, and credit to them, and local residents, is that the current arrangements that will allow more asylum seekers over the next few days has been put on hold. The asylum seekers that were already in place have now been relocated. So currently there are no asylum seekers in Stoke Heath. And the government have told me tonight, if they're to be believed, a senior Home Office official, and there's no reason why I should not believe them, is that this scheme is being reviewed by Home Office ministers.
I mean, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I'm so pleased for those local people. There's a park that I was filming in because it literally is on the back of the development. This children's park that the kids helped build themselves, the locals told me. It was part National Lottery funding, but the kids actually helped build it. It was empty and overgrown, and the families were saying, well, we're telling our kids not to go there in preparation for these migrants moving in. And they are literally on the doorstep of these migrants, or would-be migrants, because they obviously didn't move in the end, did they? And, Matthew, I think this is a victory for local people, but it won't be the only place up and down the country where people will see their communities change. The Home Secretary's come out pretty tough today and said no asylum seekers will be moved near local parks, which I think is something we all knew should have happened a long time ago. And I give her credit. She's doing things that Priti Patel, other Home Secretaries under the Tories, absolutely abysmally failed to address. So I give her credit for that. It's a bit too little too late that this has even happened. But credit to Shabir Ahmed where it's due. She is seemingly at least listening.
Absolutely. I mean, I think what's important is that we try and... is that certainly it's ridiculous to use brand new housing, particularly when this was earmarked for affordable housing, but even generally the use of hotels, which we've seen has a big impact on communities, not least because it takes a productive economic asset out of that community, never mind anything else. So clearly the government wants to move towards using disused military accommodation, etc., which sounds, some people may sound a bit harsh, but it's exactly what every one of our European allies pretty much does. So I hope that this accelerates the move towards that, and we see fewer instances in other places where officials, and I imagine that this came from official, not ministerial level, suggest daft schemes like this.
I tell you what, although we think maybe it's a bit harsh to put migrants into, former military bases, and they have been unoccupied for a long time, we are expecting our soldiers to live in accommodation which is really substandard. So we're expecting our armed forces to live in terrible accommodation, and yet we might be being too harsh if we put migrants into...
I mean, absolutely, it's the worst thing for... I mean, there are clearly genuine asylum seekers. We need to have safe routes for asylum seekers. Yeah. And the worst thing for this whole system is when the whole system gets into disrepute, when you're seeing things like this, brand new housing estate that was earmarked for affordable housing, sent to asylum. So it plays into that trope of, they come here, they get everything free, etc., which actually in the majority of cases doesn't happen. When it does happen, it's wrong, and in this case, it's daft.
Well, I think the first thing they should do is they should stop calling streets like Migrant Street. I mean, that would be a big help. Call a Passport Street and Citizen Street. Why are they calling these streets Migrant Street? They're asking for it.
What happened to Bluebell Close?
I'm really happy for those local people. A lot of them are GBNews viewers, and if you're watching tonight, I'm so happy. I know I was speaking to you yesterday that you've managed to get this victory. I think it gives hope to people up and down the country that common sense will prevail thanks to them basically becoming activists in 48 hours. Good, sensible people who just didn't want to see their communities completely turned upside down. I'm so happy for you. When you have your street party, please invite me. I'd love to go down there and celebrate with you. Come up there, should I say. All right, look, coming up, pubs are going to be staying open until 5 a.m. What about that? Maybe I could get out till 5 a.m. I wonder if I can still do it, actually. Still get a 35, getting on a little bit. But that's because of England's next World Cup game, and it's all thanks to the Prime Minister. Is it the best thing he's done across this entire Premiership? We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversation.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pierce.
And me, Miriam Cates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
I've been in Westminster for a long time, but I know that though power may be here, its effect on people's lives is across the whole of the country. We may be where rules are made, but it's where they're implemented that matters. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for forthright and frank discussion on where Britain has come from, where it's going, and where it will end up. That's State of the Nation, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
Join me, Nana Akweer, for an informative, interactive news programme with a difference. It's fun.
No, he didn't say that, Dave.
I'm so surprised.
I think there's an element of truth to that.
Join me from 3 p.m. every weekend, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates,
5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5.
You got me. You got me good there. Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah.
Uncensored.
Very, very racy tonight on the unpredictable.
What does she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace
Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
Breaking news, live updates, stories that matter.
From the heart of the GB newsroom to every corner of Britain, with our team of dedicated journalists across the UK.
GB News bulletins are there to deliver the latest news that matters to you. Bulletins on GB News.
The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/your say. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/your say, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
So he can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
All right, look, before we go to the next story, around 3,000 people have been evacuated in southwestern France. Well, French authorities, this is live footage, or latest footage, should I say. French authorities are battling multiple wildfires that have burned over 1,210 hectares. That is 200 firefighters needed and 4 water-bombing helicopters were deployed to put out this blaze. Well, multiple blazes. I mean, goodness knows what's caused it. It could be the extreme weather we've had lately. And we found that a few years ago when we were blaming extreme heat in Greece, places, you know, like the little islands, it was arsonists. So I don't want to jump to any conclusion, but obviously not great, is it? Not great to see if you're on holiday in France. Stay safe. All right, look, let's talk about some positive news, shall we? Because we're all going to have a lovely time in the pub soon, aren't we? 5 a.m. the pubs are going to close. This is Keir Starmer's greatest gift to the British people, which is to say you can stay in the pub till 5 a.m. if you want to celebrate the England game on Monday nights. Josh, you had a little story about a pub, didn't you?
Well, this happened yesterday, and basically a Green councillor stopped these pubs, or made a complaint. So these 3 pubs in Chiswick, which have their seats out front, turns out they didn't have licences, but they've never had a licence for 70 years. They've been there. He complained, and they had to take them away. This is when they make most of their money. Yeah. And it just went massively viral online. It really kicked off because it's like having a pint in the summer by the river. It doesn't get more quintessentially kind of British than that. And supposedly then it turns out this councillor lives nearby one of these pubs and sort of constantly complaining about it. Anyway, really kicked off online. But what was so sort of edifying about it was that kicked up such a stink that they kind of immediately backtracked because it was you could see it kind of going viral and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then finally they kind of relented and they've said, OK, whilst they apply for the licences, we can put these seats back outside and stuff. So it's one of those moments you could just feel it cascading and they just realised, do not stop people drinking outside of pubs.
This is England.
This is England.
Look what we've got behind us. I mean, we made a big deal.
Look at that.
Look at it. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And before, we know we've got a big audience in Scotland and Wales as well. We did make one for you guys too. Well, not the Welsh, because you weren't in the World Cup, unfortunately, sorry to say. Scotland we did.
Or Northern
Ireland. Or Northern Ireland, of course, as well, yeah. But for the competing teams, England and Scotland, we did have these beautiful, beautiful designs put up. You can see them behind me there. Let's hope we can have another star. So another star, that's what that star represents, our 1 World Cup win. We need another one, don't we? But this is good news.
People are optimistic, though. I mean, you guys seem very pessimistic about our chances.
I'm not pessimistic. I am very... I know Russell and Matthew are a bit pessimistic. England... Look, Harry Kane pulled off a miracle in that last half.
Fantastic. The second goal was... I mean, I'm not a big soccer fan, but that second...
I mean, I'm certainly no expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soccer, come on. It's not soccer, is it, though?
It's American football.
Football? No, soccer's American.
Soccer.
No.
No,
can't say that.
Look,
This
I'm
is
a rugby
GBNews,
fan. Rugby is rugby. Football.
It's football.
Soccer is soccer.
No, we're not having that. Not having that on my show.
No.
Association football.
Patrick should I say that I am looking after tonight. No, I'm just joking.
The problem will be the altitude. I think that will be a really, really big problem because there isn't...
I think someone told you about this altitude thing and I feel like you're running with it.
No, because as I said, my niece had very bad altitude sickness when she climbed Mount Fuji.
The Azteca.
And then she was so sick, I didn't think anyone could be that sick with it. But I talked to my brother, who is a massive soccer fan, yesterday.
Unbelievable.
And he said the problem is, scientifically, they haven't actually got enough time to acclimatise. It is actually going to be impossible for the England team to acclimatise properly. There's just not enough hours left.
Football fans at home, can you just tell me when was the last time or how many times Mexico's lost at home? Because that was a stat I heard earlier on which wasn't very, didn't fill me full of joy or confidence. However, we are England. This is our chance, I think, our best chance at a World Cup win. Looking at who's left...
We do hear that every World Cup. This is our best chance.
Germany's
and then we end up coming home.
Germany's got... No, don't be so pessimistic.
People are optimistic.
Got such a Keir Starmer approach to this.
No, he's very committed. Because going to the final would be his last act as Prime Minister. So
because Andy Burnham would be Prime Minister the day after, allegedly. Yes. So, that could be his dying legacy.
Have Mexico ever lost in the Azteca Stadium?
I think it's very rare when they do. I don't know the exact number. Someone at home will know. But look, I welcome this change for this changing of the licensing laws because, at least for briefly, because pubs had to apply before, and it was a bit of a quick U-turn the Prime Minister did on this because originally it was like, nope, you have to close at 1. Sorry, no changes. If you want to apply, it's 25 quid. Apply online. But all the pubs were applying. And so it just made sense just to keep it open, let the punters have a good time. And it's the one time our country comes together in England and puts aside our differences and supports the lads. I think we need this. We need this.
I know.
We need this alcohol at 2 in the morning.
Forget about our problems, don't we? Yeah. Matthew, you not positive?
No, look, I literally am no football expert, so I'm not going to be an armchair pundit on the match itself. There are some... I don't want to be the pessimistic one. There are some downsides of pubs opening to 5 a.m. We know, in all seriousness, the increase in domestic violence that happens, win or lose, actually, in international football matches. We also know that, alcohol-fueled violence is not unknown, so it's not without risks. But obviously, as you say, the positive should outweigh the negative, but we need to be aware.
Look, there's always going to be some nasty people who do bad things.
Yeah, we should be thoughtful to the consequences. Yeah. But clearly the nation comes together to celebrate. Good luck being an employer on Monday is all I can say.
Well, I just realised is it Monday morning, isn't it?
Yes.
Technically Monday morning. So I can leave my show... if you want to come and join me, I can leave my show at midnight. So we'll do a warm-up, all right? That's what we'll do. Right. We'll do a warm-up here on my show up until midnight. Yeah. And then...
There's Wetherspoons down the road.
Wetherspoons down the road, which will be open, hopefully, playing the game. And
are we preloading on set?
Yeah, well, maybe I'll get some beers in and we'll have a good...
primary schools, they're saying that they're going to be... Like, you can go in later.
Yeah.
The day.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And it's going to be 30...
As if those teachers are
Mexico have only lost 2 games at the Azteca Stadium.
Well, they're going to make it 3. It's very soon on Monday morning, aren't they? Well, if you're around, let me know. We'll see if we can find Ben Leo out somewhere as well. Last night, I don't know if you joined me last night.
I saw that.
Oh, my goodness. That was genuinely some of the best TV I've watched here live. I was watching it with all of you. My jaw dropped. It was absolutely incredible. Well done, Ben,
Drunk
for that.
6-year-olds.
All right. yeah. There was a lot going on. Let's play a little clip of Keir Starmer, shall we? Let's just play it.
Where's Taylor Swift?
We're making sure that pubs can stay open on Monday morning, early on Monday morning, for the England game. So I know lots of people are making their plans. If you're planning to watch it in the pub, that is great, and it's really good for pubs as well. So come on, England.
Yeah, that was really inspiring.
I think he's looking more relaxed since he's announced his departure. And he is genuinely a football fan. I mean, I think it might have been Priti Patel, but when they have the England shirt and it still has the creases from the pack in it, he genuinely is a football fan. He's Arsenal obsessed. So I think he does mean it.
Yeah, talking of Priti Patel, someone had a go at me on your say earlier on, saying, Alex, we're talking about the Home Secretary stuff. Alex, get your facts right. What did Labour do to stop Tories when they're in power? They were running the government. Priti Patel was the Home Secretary. She did have legal powers. Labour, yes, they did frustrate everything the Tories did. I'm not taking that away from them. That's what they did. But Priti Patel could have changed all those archaic laws if she wanted to, I'm just saying they did have a majority, they were running the government, and I do hold them accountable for that, and I think people won't forgive me if I just plaster over and pretend the last 10 years of politics didn't exist.
Politicians specialise in doing as little as possible and in saying as little as possible. And that is why we are in this mess now.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll all be in a mess at 5 a.m. on Monday morning. Keep your pubs going. All right, look, coming up, we're going to talk... Well, we'll talk some more politics. Are you going to have to raise... we're going to have taxes raised again to pay for Andy Burnham's new devolution plans. He's got some people are saying a £15 million black hole in the budget. He's got a lot to do. And there's a really interesting piece on the front page of the Eye here. Do you remember Morgan McSweeney, Keir Starmer's former chief advisor? Well, he said that Labour failed to prepare for power before winning a landslide. Surprise, surprise. We'll talk about that next.
Evening, welcome to your latest weather update from the Met Office here on GB News. Plenty of sunshine around today, and there'll be more of that tomorrow. Most places staying dry, but there will be some rain heading into Northern Ireland. The wind's not as strong tomorrow. It's quite blustery out there still today. The isobars quite tightly packed there over northeast Scotland. Still pretty lively gusts across Shetland, but the wind's easing here through the night. Elsewhere, the wind's pretty light. Most places dry, just a few showers coming into western parts of Scotland. Otherwise, largely clear skies, and that will allow the temperatures to dip down to 10 to 13, 14 Celsius. So a fresher night, certainly across the south, compared to last night. And a fine day to come on Friday, certainly for the vast majority across England and Wales. As for Scotland, well, much of the east will be dry with sunny spells, but in the west, quite a bit of cloud, certainly initially, and a few showers coming in here. Nothing too heavy, but it will be a little bit damp. Much of Northern Ireland starting dry and bright, but any sunshine disappearing as the cloud starts to approach from the south. Most of England and Wales, mixture of sunny spells and patchy cloud, and we won't see a great deal of change here through the day. That thicker cloud, though, across the Republic of Ireland, just edging northwards, so turning a bit damp and drizzly in the south of Northern Ireland by lunchtime, and then that rain spreading in across most of Northern Ireland by the afternoon. Some of that getting into the Isle of Man, southwest Scotland, and perhaps the odd spot of drizzle through Anglesey as well. A few showers in western Scotland, but otherwise most places dry and a bit warmer than today, 22 to 25 degrees more widely over England and Wales, maybe 27 Celsius. We'll continue with thicker cloud and some outbreaks of rain on Saturday across western Scotland in particular. Some patchy rain possible for northern England and Northern Ireland too. Again, much of the south dry and fine. And that's pretty much how Sunday shapes out. Sunny spells across the south, some rain at times in Scotland. It is going to get warmer though.
From cold mornings
to warm family brunches.
From football to tennis in the car.
In the kitchen.
GB News Breakfast is there.
With the stories you need and the conversations that matter.
Anyway, let's talk business.
Well, it has been a historic night in British politics.
It's astonishing, isn't it?
We're here again to start your day just right.
GB News Breakfast.
Every morning from 6 a.m.
Only on GB News.
Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation, isn't it? Because the failure is...
You're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back.
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
And we do not shy away from the difficult stuff.
Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood.
So join me on Dubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
All right, look, shall we talk about Andy Burnham? Because he is going to be Prime Minister soon. It looks almost set now. There's no one challenging him. Yes, is there? First, let's talk about... Looks like he might raise some taxes, right? Because he said that the Prime Minister in waiting, Andy Burnham, is not ruling out crude benefit cuts and promises rates break for pubs. But he's got a black hole in the defence budget. As we know, Keir Starmer's left him a nice little gift. And he needs to address that, and he's going to have to do one of two things, either raise taxes or cut welfare. Well, he doesn't want to cut welfare, and his party have warned him about cutting welfare. And also, we can't really ask him this very often because he won't take questions from the press. However, our man, Chopper, has found him. Here's the clip.
Hi, Andy. Good to see you. Can we quick? Are you ready for government? Good to see you. Are you ready for government?
I'm excited, actually, is what I am, by the reaction that I've had to the speech that I made earlier this week. Yeah. It's been really positive. I did set out quite a big plan for change. Yeah. Feels like the country says, yeah, OK, this feels like the right thing to do, the right direction. That's certainly the reaction I've felt I've had. Yeah. So going on to explain a little more.
Linda, I mean, this is the thing. He says he's in that interview there with Chopper. He said he's made this big speech, this landmark economy speech. There's nothing in it.
No, I mean, I listened to that from beginning to end. What I would say is that in terms of technical ability, he's a very good speech maker. He's got command of the English language, he's very confident with the English language, and he enjoys it. And whenever I've done any media training, I've said that is the central issue. Do you enjoy public speaking? If you do, you will be good at it as long as you practice. And he is a very good public speaker. But as far as the content is concerned, there was nothing really there. In fact, you could say that the issue that really troubled people in this country is immigration, and it didn't get mentioned once. In fact, specific things were not mentioned at all. He talked about the economy, and he talked about the ways to improve the economy. When he talked about growth, he talked about... It touched on tax, touched on tax cuts, really. But everyone knows that in order to build momentum in the economy, there are only certain levers you can pull. We know that already. He only told us things we already know. And I think he gave us a nice, hopeful line at the end, but I don't think there was anything substantive in that speech at all.
No, it was just, we're going to do some devolution, which, by the way, you know, if you look at the devolved countries, none of them are outpacing us in growth. None of them are lower in tax than us. Look at Wales. Ask Wales how the NHS is going. Ask Scotland how much tax they're paying. I just don't know if it's the answer.
It's like the number 10 North thing is a nice idea.
You don't say it's a gimmick, Linda. Oh, you cynic. You cynic.
So Andy Burnham can work from home once a week, isn't it? It's the most expensive working from home arrangement for anyone.
Well, there is already a government office where we'll probably operate from. Yeah. So actually talking to Morgan McSweeney's wife is a Scottish MP who used to do Fridays out of the office in Glasgow. I mean, you know, they're already there, so...
Yeah, but an MP is different from the Prime Minister.
Yes, I mean, you know, but obviously the Prime Minister also has to, you know, is a constituency MP.
But don't you think that...
do constituency work as well.
Just say you have an office in Manchester. That doesn't tackle the real problem with the north-south divide. I mentioned this before when I was on a programme called Tonight with Trevor McDonald. Half the office was at Granada HQ in Manchester, half the office was in London. All the stories were just all the stories. The budgets were the budgets, and people went up and down on the train line, and they went through Manchester. I used to go twice a week through Manchester Airport, but nothing... It wasn't substantial. Nothing really changed about the programme. There was no point in it being structured that way. It just meant that you could talk about it being a kind of north-south programme. But it wasn't. All the stories were just from all over the world.
Can I annoy people from Manchester for a second?
Sure.
Sorry, all right. Well, look, I spent a lot of time in Manchester. It's a great city.
Yeah. I think so.
I'm just sorry, it's not like when it's, oh, yeah, it's like this, the second, we're as good as London. It's just not. I'm sorry, it's a great city. I've had many great nights out there, but it's not compared to London, and it's a provincial town when we're talking about scale.
I think that we have to be very serious about this, because if you look around Europe and you look at Germany and France and Spain, and you look at their second cities, they are much, much closer to their capital cities, and I think they probably do have a much fairer society for it.
I agree with you. No, you're right, but they're much closer in scale and the economy that those cities like Barcelona and Madrid. That's a good thing to try to do, but the discrepancy right now is so massive, and there's a mixed message going on.
That's the whole point.
No, but there's a mixed message going on here. There's a message saying we're going to make it more balanced, and we're going to take some of the resources from the south and spend them up north. But that already happens, and if he's talking about devolution, well, that means that what people get and earn in their particular area goes towards that particular area. So it's like they're going to take all of the wealth from here, but we have less wealth to spend on ourselves down south, even though we generate it. That's not fair, and it's not sustainable.
This is the
Well, that's what has to change.
The thing
but it already is like that. But to make it more so,
well, he's making it sound as if by devolving these some small, and it's going to be tiny amounts of power, let's face it, he's going to be able to withdraw all the criticism from Westminster where he will actually be doing his job. The reality is the Chancellor's still got to produce a budget. He's going to have to cut something like welfare or spending or something, borrowing, something to save another black hole, another bout of tax rises, which, by the way, is the story. He's saying he might actually raise taxes because there's apparently room in the manifesto to do so. I'm pretty sure the 2024 manifesto, which he wasn't elected under, by the way, and pretty much ran against as a candidate, said no tax rises, time and time and time.
It said no rises in income tax, VAT,
sure,
or employees.
But most people, most of the British public interpreted that as no tax rises. Let's be clear.
Well, the government. I mean, the people were clear during the 2024 election campaign that other taxes may have to rise. So I think that's.
I don't think they were.
But surely, haven't they found every single tax? What extra stuff are they going to possibly find? Yeah. What else is out there that they can tax?
Well, the Burnham team say that we need to move away from taxes on work to taxes on things like capital gains, so that people who are in work are paying less tax. I mean, I think if you're going to do exciting things in terms of cutting tax on work, that sounds interesting.
You could just cut the welfare bill.
Well, he's not said he's not going to do welfare change. So he's not going to do bunt or crude.
That's what it needs, isn't it?
Crude welfare reform.
That's what it needs.
It needs reform, and he's got to commit to that.
Just explain this to me, Matthew. Isn't he going to face exactly the same situation that Keir Starmer faced when it comes to cutting the welfare budget? It's exactly the same. Nothing has changed. The backbenchers are going to have exactly the same position they had.
But he's not going to whip them. Remember, he's announced he won't.
Can I just...
That is the question.
Forgive me, Matthew, because you're sounding a little bit cynical about Andy.
No, I certainly am not.
Oh, right.
How dare more than my life is worth.
Right, OK, fair enough. But someone who might actually just be, maybe warning an incoming Prime Minister, Morgan McSweeney, Keir Starmer's former chief advisor, is saying Labour failed to prepare for power before winning a landslide. Is Andy Burnham in the same problem?
There's some politics about this, because Sue Gray... In the 2024 election, basically, Sue Gray was running the transition to government, and Morgan McSweeney was running the campaign. He's a campaigner by background. Morgan would argue that he delivered the victory, and Sue Gray didn't deliver an ideal plan for the first 6-9 months of government, and clearly she didn't last very long as the chief of staff, and he was then appointed, and in his view had to to sort out the lack of preparation.
No, but the problem is...
But she's just on this point, because she is now apparently involved in Team Burnham. So some people would say this is McSweeney trying to get his revenge on Sue Gray while she has her second coming.
Yeah, but the problem is that the strategy comes from him, and they very pointedly did not have policies, and that was part of the election strategy, was to be a blank slate that we could project ourselves onto.
It's a valid argument. I could counter it, but that is certainly an issue that they put caution. Remember the Ming vase? The whole election strategy was carrying the Ming vase from A to B. From day election was called to the day the voters happened.
Yeah, and then they smashed it on the ground.
Yeah, I've obviously upset some Tories on your sake, because if you're feeling I'm being unfair to Priti Patel when she was Home Secretary, I don't know what to tell you. She let in millions of people. It was her policies that I think are a big part of the problem in this country. And you're pointing why I won't criticise Suella Braverman. If Suella Braverman was part of the problem, her too, I'll criticise her too. I don't care.
Well, she got fired.
Yeah, she did get...
And Priti Patel, I double-checked, was the one with the creases in the England shirt.
Oh, there you
having
go.
just taken it out of the bag.
All right. No offence to Priti Patel. She's a lovely, lovely person. Just don't think she did a great job as Home Secretary. That's all I'm saying, all right? We've got to be critical of everybody here. I'm not biased. Coming up, Taylor Swift has reportedly got married. She's expected to arrive at Madison Square Garden tonight. We've got live pictures. And if she turns up, probably in an aeroplane because she flies everywhere, hopefully we'll have the moment when she arrives in her private jet or a private car. She's going to be racking up net zero tonight, isn't she? That's next.
I forecast a perfect holiday in the sun.
Weather looking good then?
For sure, and no worries about our travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations forecast.
The hot weather and thunderstorms across eastern areas of Europe will slowly start to ease this weekend, but still very hot for Italy and Greece through the next few days. Temperatures in the high 20s for the Canary Islands as well as Madeira through Friday. Reasonably warm across Spain and France. We can see across parts of Italy and towards Greece. Very thundery rain temperatures in the mid-30s through Friday. Perhaps a little higher than that inland, but it does become a little bit cooler through the weekend and into next week. Bye-bye.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations forecast.
GB News Breakfast, every day from 6 a.m.
And it's Father's Day. I don't know if my dad's up yet. If you are, happy Father's Day.
He's already texted.
Is he?
He's tuning in.
Mr. Reaper, good morning to you.
Sunday, well, speaking of Sunday lunches, he'll be having a roast pork joint later, courtesy of myself.
Good.
Cards and gifts are a big part of the day, of course, but it's also important to remember that there is more to it than that.
Yeah, because it's not just about one day, is it? Actually, it's like, what do dads do? And healthy fathers, a healthy sort of father-son, father-daughter relationship builds strong families, builds strong communities and helps build a strong country, actually.
Well, that is why mentoring the next generation matters more than ever. So take a little extra time today, make sure you do, to appreciate not just the fathers or the grandfathers or the uncles out there, but any strong father figure that you may have.
GB News, the People's Channel. GB News Breakfast, every day from 6 a.m.
Welcome back to Breakfast, 25 minutes past 6. And breaking news this morning, the TV presenter Jeremy Clarkson has revealed that he's been diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer in an emotional video.
In the scenes, he's telling his co-stars Caleb Cooper and Charlie Ireland, his land agent and his farm manager, and they're both devastated, as you can imagine. You know, it's a huge bombshell to drop on them. He's only 66. He's made no secrets that he's maybe not lived the healthiest lifestyle. After the heart problems, he bemoans having to eat Greek yogurt and kale and whatnot. But following this, I think he's going to have a complete lifestyle overhaul even further, and just fingers crossed the treatment proves effective.
GB News, the People's Channel. Good afternoon, Britain. Weekdays from midday.
Hello there, Emily and Tom. Yes, some breaking news in the last few moments from Kensington Palace regarding our future king, Prince George of Wales, the oldest son of the Prince and Princess of Wales. The short statement from Kensington Palace reads, Kensington Palace can confirm that Prince George will attend Eton College in September. That news just coming in from the royal household in the last few moments. This clearly is, well, perhaps not surprising news for those in royal circles. Eton College, the most prestigious school, arguably in the country, educating 20 prime ministers and, of course, Prince George's own father and uncle, Prince William and Prince Harry, as well as 2 Dukes of Gloucester, the Duke of Kent and Prince Michael of Kent as well. So that confirmation just coming in from Kensington Palace. £63,000 a year it costs to send a child to Eton College.
GB News, the People's Channel.
Are you a Swiftie? Are you a Swiftie? Are you a Taylor Swiftie? Do you like the fact she's got married? She's had a lot of boyfriends before. Lots of people in the rumour mill saying that, you know, she shouldn't have done it. She's still too young. Give it more time, Taylor. But Apparently, her and the American football player Travis Kelce, I hope I'm saying his name right, have been married in private ahead of a planned celebration at New York's Madison Square Garden. The New York Post page 6 has been reporting. They cited multiple unidentified sources. Well, a representative for Swift did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Should we get some live pictures? I have never heard of a wedding where you go and celebrate at Madison Square afterwards. It's like a royal wedding for the Americans, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah. Oh, it's a huge deal for them. I'm hesitant to say, I know I'm here, free speech advocate, but there is one person in the world who I am scared of, and that's my wife, who is a massive Swiftie. Right. And every time I've ever criticised Taylor Swift, let's just say no kissy for Josh.
No good has come of it.
Oh my God, withdraw.
There won't be a sixth. There won't be a sixth child if you criticise Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
How old is she?
Taylor Swift, I think she's in her 30s.
I thought you meant Josh's missus.
She's 35.
That's not too...
No, I think this is great. Look, good for her. Marriage,
She's
love.
not too young.
No,
she certainly should be thinking about having children at 35.
Well, look, I mean, this is a massive moment for Americans. Taylor Swift is like royalty to them. I mean, we treated her like royalty when she came here. She literally got a blue light transport over to parts of more than Prince Harry got, didn't she? I mean, what do you think? Are you a big Swiftie fan, Matthew?
I'm not myself a massive Swiftie fan, but she gives a lot of people joy. And life should be about joy.
Yeah.
That's very profound.
I think quite profound at this late hour.
Look, she's really good at... She's good at what she does. She can write really good songs.
Yes, she does.
With 5 or 6 other composers,
Well, exactly. And put herself down as the co-writer. Well, that was one of my arguments with my wife.
Josh.
This is Howie, all right? I don't want to say this is Howie.
Hopefully
I do hope she arrives on a private jet because, of course, she's infamous for...
It's an interesting choice of location because the guy who owns Madison Square Garden is quite a controversial figure.
Well, there you go. All right, well, look, that's all we've got time for. I'll be back tomorrow night to cover Patrick again. Up next is The Late Show Live, hosted by the one and only Bev Turner.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. I'm going to find out what my American guests think about Taylor Swift getting married. I can tell you that the initial response here could be largely characterised as, huh? Who cares? Nobody. But we've got a lot of stories that we do care about. I want to know whether you think it's important that the Culture Secretary has left X. Apparently, it's not good because it promotes misinformation. I think it just we don't agree with them on there a lot of the time. And the police, £100 fines for cat whistling women. Should you be allowed to do that? See you in a minute.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
Evening, welcome to your latest weather update from the Met Office here on GB News. Plenty of sunshine around today, and there'll be more of that tomorrow. Most places staying dry, but there will be some rain heading into Northern Ireland. The wind's not as strong tomorrow. It's quite blustery out there still today. The isobar's quite tightly packed there over northeast Scotland. Still pretty lively gusts across Shetland, but the wind's easing here through the night. Elsewhere, the wind's pretty light. Most places dry, just a few showers coming into western parts of Scotland. Otherwise, largely clear skies, and that will allow the temperatures to dip down to 10 to 13, 14 Celsius. So a fresher night, certainly across the south, compared to last night. And a fine day to come on Friday, certainly for the vast majority across England and Wales. As for Scotland, well, much of the east will be dry with sunny spells, but in the west, quite a bit of cloud, certainly initially, and a few showers coming in here. Nothing too heavy, but it will be a little bit damp. Much of Northern Ireland starting dry and bright, but any sunshine disappearing as the cloud starts to approach from the south. Most of England and Wales, mixture of sunny spells and patchy cloud, and we won't see a great deal of change here through the day. That thicker cloud, though, across the Republic of Ireland, just edging northwards, so turning a bit damp and drizzly in the south of Northern Ireland by lunchtime, and then that rain spreading in across most of Northern Ireland by the afternoon. Some of that getting into the Isle of Man, southwest Scotland, and perhaps the odd spot of drizzle through Anglesey as well. A few showers in western Scotland, but otherwise most places dry and a bit warmer than today, 22 to 25 degrees more widely over England and Wales, maybe 27 Celsius. We'll continue with thicker cloud and some outbreaks of rain on Saturday across western Scotland in particular. Some patchy rain possible for northern England and Northern Ireland too. Again, much of the south dry and fine. And that's pretty much how Sunday shapes out. Sunny spells across the south, some rain at times in Scotland. It is going to get warmer though.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Boxed Boilers sponsors the weather on GB News.
It's the Great British Giveaway Golden Summer Celebration. Your chance to win 2 fantastic prizes. There's an incredible £60,000 in tax-free cash. Plus, you'll also get your hands on a fine gold bar worth over £5,000. For a chance to win £60,000 in tax-free cash and a real gold bar, text GOLD to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text BONUS to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entry starts at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB22 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrants must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 21st of August. This is a network giveaway. Entries will be pooled. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight talking show where all voices are heard.
And, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash